Deep in the archives of history, a name resonates with chilling mystery. Baba Vanga, the blind seer whose ethereal visions have whispered through time and space. She bequeathed to humanity a complex tapestry of prophecies, many already fulfilled, but one year stands out with a profound resonance: the year 2026. Vanga's earthly journey concluded in 1996, yet the threads of her foretellings continue to weave into our present, creating patterns that feel disturbingly, hauntingly familiar. These are not just random guesses. They are patterns that feel almost preordained, as if our modern world is following a script written decades ago. What hidden truths does this particular epoch hold? Why does the approach of 2026 stir such a subtle, growing unease within the collective soul of humanity? As we draw nearer to the time she spoke of, a quiet revelation seems to awaken within the minds of those who study her ancient, cryptic words. The evidence is mounting, and the world feels as though it is standing on the precipice of a transformation that she saw with her internal, blind eyes. We will delve into the whispers from the past to understand the vibrations of the future, contemplating how these ancient words might reshape our shared world. Vangelia Pandeva Dimitrova entered this earthly realm on January 31st, 1911, in the unassuming town of Struma, then part of the vast Ottoman Empire. Her beginnings were humble, rooted deeply in the soil of a rural Bulgarian village, where her family, simple farmers, wrestled with the rigors of poverty. It was through the crucible of these harsh early years that Baba Vanga's spirit forged its extraordinary resilience, binding her inextricably to ancient traditions. The deep mysticism that permeated her close-knit community shaped her worldview, making her acutely aware of the unseen forces that govern their daily lives. Who could have known then that these formative struggles were not merely burdens, but the very groundwork laid by unseen hands? They were preparing her for the awakening of extraordinary, otherworldly abilities. Then, at the tender age of 12, the veil between worlds thinned. A freak storm, a tempest often spoken of as a divine whirlwind, descended upon her village. The wind was not merely a force of nature. It felt almost like a living entity. It lifted her small body into the air, casting her violently into a distant, desolate field. For hours, a frantic search ensued through the howling wind and blinding dirt, villagers desperate to find the young girl lost in the chaos. The search continued until she was finally found, shrouded in earth and the remnants of the storm, barely clinging to life. Yet the physical wounds masked a deeper transformation. The accident stole her sight entirely, leaving the young girl permanently and irreversibly blind. Hope from earthly healers quickly dwindled as her vision slowly receded, leaving her family desperate in the face of this profound tragedy. But in that growing darkness, a different light ignited. Her other senses, no longer tethered by physical sight, sharpened with incredible intensity. This awakening spoke of a profound revelation. It brought forth a unique, otherworldly gift that would forever alter the course of her destiny. As we look back at her origins, one must wonder, have you ever felt that something beyond our world is already moving? With the passage of time, the villagers began to perceive a shift, a profound unfolding around Baba Vanga in the quiet town of Petrich. What started as an uncanny knack for finding lost creatures quickly blossomed into something much more divine and difficult to explain. She gained a reputation as a true seer, one whose spirit could pierce the veil of the present and see beyond the physical realm. She began to touch the currents of tomorrow. These initial glimpses were merely the prelude to monumental revelations that would shake the world. As the echoes of her abilities traveled across borders, the news spread like wildfire through word of mouth and quiet, clandestine communications. Souls from far and wide began their pilgrimage to her, drawn by a desperate yearning for divine guidance, healing, and clarity. Her humble abode in Petrich was transformed into a sanctuary for those adrift. People waited hours, sometimes days, just to cross her threshold. And she sketched the contours of their coming days with chilling precision, an accuracy that began to catch the attention of powerful figures. She maintained a gentle insistence on acts of penance or kindness, as if her instructions could somehow balance the heavy scales of destiny. The profound fascination with Baba Vanga soon transcended the boundaries of her quiet village, blossoming into an international phenomenon by the latter half of the 20th century. This profound fascination transcended her quiet village, blossoming into an international phenomenon by the late 20th century. Even the most powerful, from politicians to luminaries, sought her out for a glimpse into personal and global fate. Baba Vanga's mystic gifts were simultaneously revered as divine and subjected to the harsh, earthly gaze of scrutiny and surveillance. In these moments, her physical body remained in our world, while her mind drifted through the chaotic, unseen currents of tomorrow. Visions would coalesce into fragmented, deeply symbolic messages, which she would then attempt to unravel for those seeking her wisdom. Her prophecies, often veiled in highly cryptic and poetic language, have been passed down and reinterpreted through the generations. And though the pathways to understanding her ancient words are often shrouded, one particular year stands out in the darkness. The compelling intrigue surrounding her deeper insights for 2026 pulses with an undeniable, urgent force. As we lean closer to decipher the threads, anticipation centers entirely on her revelations for this specific, sacred year. Preceding years, like 2024, have hinted at environmental cataclysms and pivotal shifts in global diplomacy. But interpretations suggest these are merely preludes to the deeper, far more terrifying reckonings promised for 2026. This year calls for a radical reevaluation of how humanity connects with itself, its planet, and the divine. Even amidst the chilling intensity, the rational mind often seeks to question the accuracy of her profound insights. A humble introspection into her past revelations offers a potent validation, a testament to a sight that transcended the ordinary. She whispered the vessel's very name and its heartbreaking fate decades before it happened, plunging the world into mourning for 188 souls trapped in the lightless depths of the barren sea. What if the signs we ignore today are the warnings meant for 2026? Are we equally blind to what lies ahead? Another revelation etched into time was her somber forewarning of the September 11th attacks. In 1989, she spoke ominously of horror, horror, predicting the American people would succumb to an assault. Many interpret this as the hijacked planes tearing through the World Trade Center, casting the U.S. into profound crisis. The tragic events of that day solidified her eerie prophecy into a painful reality, forever marking history. It stands as one of the most spiritually jarring and devastating moments in recent American memory. Such undeniable accuracy across decades forces even the most skeptical among us to pause. It invites us to consider the deeper truths that these prophecies unveil, truths we often ignore at our own peril. Let us delve into another chilling revelation that resonated through the tapestry of time, hidden in the archives of her transcriptions. She perceived an orange-yellow dress, engulfed by the spectral glow of smoke and fire, a highly specific, deeply unsettling vision. Decades later, former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi guided her nation through the highly tumultuous currents of the early 1980s. A formidable spirit, her earthly journey concluded in a violent crescendo in October 1984, shocking the entire global community. Her controversial decision to command a military assault on the Golden Temple, the holiest sanctuary in Sikhism, sealed her tragic fate. Two of her own Sikh bodyguards carried out her assassination as a direct, bloody retribution for her actions at the sacred temple. In that shocking, chaotic moment, the horrific scene mirrored Baba Vanga's ancient vision with a chilling, undeniable exactness. Indira Gandhi was draped in a saffron-colored sari, meeting her violent end amidst the smoke and fire of a fated confrontation. Beyond assassinations and political downfalls, she spoke of apocalyptic reckonings and transformative catastrophic events bearing a heavy spiritual weight. Among the most gripping and spiritually charged facets of Baba Vanga's prophecies are her foretellings of natural and man-made cataclysms. These visions paint vivid images of colossal tsunamis and hurricanes of unprecedented fury, descending to wash away the structures of man. She warned of earth-shattering earthquakes and environmental devastations that could unleash widespread suffering upon the human spirit. Profound allure of Baba Vanga's prophecies resides not just in ancient disasters, but in the themes they weave through modern existence. One particular prophecy whispers with chilling relevance in our hyper-digital age: her foresight concerning the escalating tide of cyber threats. It is truly remarkable that she envisioned a surge in malicious attacks on vital infrastructure before the internet truly existed in the public consciousness. She foresaw shadowy cyber forces targeting national security, breaching power grids, and penetrating the sacred flow of water treatment facilities to cripple entire nations. Consider the recent tremor felt across our interconnected world, the massive AT&T data breach. They dumped social security numbers and passcodes for millions upon the shadowy corners of the dark web. Giants of the tech realm, from Apple to Meta to X, thought they were untouchable fortresses. Yet they have all reported significant, devastating cybersecurity breaches in recent years, exposing our lives. Each event underscores the escalating fragility of our digital sanctuary. We are entirely dependent on a system we cannot protect. Are these not the very signs of the unseen forces Baba Vanga foretold from her quiet village decades ago? This unfolding digital vulnerability is not just a modern crisis. It might be the critical thread in the tapestry of her chilling predictions for our immediate future. The digital ghost is awake, and the countdown to 2026 has already begun. In the grand theater of global politics, Baba Vanga's prophetic gaze was equally piercing and unforgiving. Her prophecies for the year 2026 cast a profound shadow of looming uncertainty across the globe, specifically targeting the highest seats of power. Among her most startling and deeply debated revelations is the foreseen assassination of Russian President Vladimir Putin. This fall is not merely a political incident, but a pivotal moment that could violently alter the spiritual and structural course of global power. Furthermore, she perceived a terrifying escalation in terrorist shadows stretching across the continent of Europe. With an almost palpable sense of dread, she warned that a major unnamed nation could unleash the specter of biological weapons. This paints a portrait of a world poised at a pivotal crossroads, eerily mirroring her unsettling visions for the coming days of 2026. Then there are her warnings of monumental natural disasters. She envisioned a catastrophic earthquake in the United States, an upheaval of such a monumental scale that it would violently redraw the very course of the mighty Mississippi River. While recent tremors have stirred the earth on the East Coast, they are but poignant echoes of the potent energy lying dormant, waiting beneath our feet for its fated hour. Will there be a seismic awakening that spiritually and physically reshapes the landscape? A warning woven into the very fabric of the year 2026. The earth is already moving. The question is, who will be left standing? Though perhaps less illuminated in the media, Baba Vanga's insights into health and medical breakthroughs carry a spiritual weight of equal significance. She perceived, with a deep knowing, advances in medicine that could extend human lifespans and heal diseases once deemed entirely incurable, like cancer. Today, Russian scientists and researchers in the UK are drawing incredibly close to profound breakthroughs in cancer vaccines.